Welcome into the Energy Tech Podcast presented by OpSite Energy. Today we are live from Tysons, Virginia at Inductive Automation's Data Center Discovery Day. Joining the show today, we have Hari Paradia, Director of Automation and Controls at Therma. Guys, welcome to the show.
Hey, Jeff, it is good to be here. And of course, I'm your co-host, Mike Flores, with the Energy Tech Podcast right here in Tysons, Virginia for Data Center Discovery Day 2026. We've got a great guest here, Mr. Hari Paradia with Therma. Hari, good to have you on the show, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. So, we met you here at Data Center Discovery Day. So let me ask you right off the bat, tell me about what brought you to Data Center Discovery Day, and then tell me about what your role is over at Therma.
Yeah, so we've been an integrated company, integrated division within the mechanical contracting company of Therma.
Yeah.
Which is which is part of a much larger enterprise called Legions, where it's an energy accelerator that focuses primarily on mechanical MEP side of construction.
Sure.
With integration on the industrial side, being Ignition and Rockwell House and all that fun stuff, along with the building automation of Distech. I currently oversee the building automation and the industrial automation side of control set implementations. Okay,
so you handle most of the controls, let's say for, what is your impact directly with data centers? Do you guys touch data center space as well?
Yeah, we have done A to Z turnkey data center controls implementations from design all the way to complete commissioning.
Okay. Now, when you do that, do you guys target a specific part of the system? So typically in the ecosystem, as you mentioned earlier, your mechanical, electrical, MEP, and plumbing. So you got your MEP platforms. And would you say right now, are you moving more towards the integration side of that versus the construction side?
It's partly both. So
okay.
as a mechanical contractor, the overall company does a lot of prefabrication work too.
Yeah.
So prefab, TCU skids, CDU implementations, fabrication for shipping.
Okay.
That's one part of the larger scale business, fabrication and prefab. Second part is integration and design consultation, even startup and commissioning. So we're kind of in all the different subsections of the life cycle of data center.
Okay. And so when you do that, what part of that do you touch specifically, you or your team? Is it, you mentioned controls, so I would imagine that you have an element for, not just building and power or EPMS. I would imagine you're touching
Correct.
Some emergency power.
Yes, it's EPMS, BMS integration for the data centers where we have done the full scale for the control side. It's PLCs with redundant control system implementations with the Ignition backend.
Okay.
Or front end, I should say.
So talk to me about where you think Therma is taking your. We'll use Ignition, but where do you guys feel like you're taking your technology stack? Because it sounds like you're in two worlds. You're in the worlds that are starting to converge, right?
It's absolutely the case. The lines are blurred now between the building automation and industrial automation, just like how the lines are blurring between the OT and the IT sector.
Yes. Yeah. And so, having said that, let me ask you. Everyone refers to a data center as an AI factory. It's a term that's being coined. It's becoming popular. Where do you think Therma is going to be moving the needle for that?
As someone who is involved in the original design and seeing the big picture on the entire front, right, mechanical and electrical and plumbing, with controls being a value add for the entire business division.
Yeah.
That's what puts us in a situation that's giving us this new insight as to, hey, you don't just start design and controls implementations once you get to the site. It happens at the scale, and even more so at the modular level now, where the hyperscalers and even large-scale data centers being built on the facility is not feasible anymore. When you were talking 5, 10, 20 megawatt facilities, that was fine.
Yeah.
Now, it has to be built modularly. Try to move as much of the level 1, 2, 3 commissioning off the site so that it can be built more distributed, essentially more distributed manufacturing with distributed commissioning with just the final pieces being put together like Legos.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm glad you brought that up because what I'm hearing is there's some modularity to it in where I wouldn't use the word plug and play, but that's really what we're talking about here, because these systems, as you know, you're still going to have the rigid project F18, you know, and your site acceptance. Yes, that's a big part of it. Hey, no longer is it the case where you're going to go on site and we're going to build and do it that way. It is bringing in the modularity in the event you have to expand a facility or you have to address AI capabilities that are now could be a standard in the data center, right?
Yeah, and where it also goes is phasing of the implementations, because if the infrastructure can be focused solely on the infrastructure, where the site is now responsible for bringing cold water, bringing power, and bringing fiber. Now, the capacity and the time to megawatt can be reduced and also made granular, where you don't have to wait for a campus of 200 megawatt with 4 buildings of 50 megawatt. You don't have to wait for 2 or 3 buildings to come together.
Yes.
Now you can even within buildings subsection it so that entry into the data center access becomes quicker.
So I'm going to ask you a 2-part question. So the first one is, what in your mind right now with your customers and Therma, you know, what are some of the operational decisions that you feel Therma brings value to for your client? The second one is, how does Therma work to get their customer AI ready?
So starting with the first one, because of the mechanical contracting backend, the exposure to a wider area and a wider variety of customers and industries really provides a much larger perspective. So you know, as we've been talking about in this conference, the AI factory, right?
Yeah.
Controls. I mean, data centers are not just the different disciplines coming together. Now it's a processing unit, and process controls and process implementations is really a lot of learning that we can get from other industries. And because, you know, in the beginning stages of semiconductor, Silicon Valley, which is where Therma is from, and that's where Allegiance has been growing towards, that gives us a lot of new perspectives to be able to bring to the table. So the two parts to the first part of your question is access to the wide knowledge base across different customers and implementation options, and we know what works and what doesn't work.
And that brings expertise.
And that brings expertise. And the second piece is the knowledge from other industries that can be brought into the data center. The second part, how we're leveraging that for the AI factories and the implementations going forward, is by trying to design modular data center solutions, where everything, instead of building a 50 megawatt buildings, start building 2 megawatt buckets, 2 megawatt trailers, and that can ship around the country.
A typical edge center, right?
An edge data center.
Yeah. So, and that's great. Let me ask you right now. I mean, we're at Data Center Discovery Day. What part of that excites you the most? Because I mean, honestly, man, I don't like looking at P&IDs and drawings and one-lines. That doesn't excite me. What excites me is the integration and the leveraging of AI in the cloud or AI at the edge, right? So that's exciting. For you personally, what are you excited about in the data center space?
Oh, I totally find the P&IDs and the single lines absolutely exciting. That's where I came from personally.
Sure.
And I mean, I've climbed into the cooling towers, and I've climbed under the raised floors, and it's been fun. But to answer your question as to what gets me going, it's seeing the A to Z. It's seeing the conceptual design and supporting that, right?
Yeah.
Because it's very typical in a lot of industries where controls comes later. Controls is an afterthought.
Yes.
And seeing that now it is becoming an implementation that they're part of the design decisions.
Yeah.
That's happening more and more, and that's what gets me very excited, because the entire scale up of like what we saw with the with edge devices connecting to gateways with the dev staging and product and production servers, and the entire orchestration of all the servers. That is an absolute wonderful direction for the industry to go, and Ignition's taken a huge stride in that direction.
Yeah, I think you're
wonderful.
right. I think you're right, and they've done that and managed to create this infrastructure as code to deploy it quickly and develop it, and then optimize and release that, right? And now we can ship what? I can ship to my customer or in the project something delivered via Ignition, right?
Yep.
So that's that's really good. Let me ask you a few more questions, because we've got to go. But I do want to ask you. You came to this Data Center Discovery Day. What are you hoping to get out of what you're hearing today at the event?
What I want to personally get out of this and take to our team is the orchestration side of things, right? Because how to start up a data center, how to start up any facility, how to start up a process control system is knowledge that exists. And it's been something that we have been very comfortable with at our company.
Yeah.
What we're trying to get our feet wet with is the orchestration side. It's all this marriage of IT and OT. It's the DevOps that now are starting to get into.
Yes.
It's the containerization. We have dabbled with it a little bit, and my goal here is to understand the scale at which these things are being done and improve our test cases. Now, we've already been doing test cases with this was back in the day before Cloud Edition happened, hosting AWS Ignition on an AWS EC2 servers.
Right.
All that was fun, and now seeing all these new technologies, I want to get caught up so that our team can elevate to that level.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing is you want to create some time to value for your customers, leveraging the ecosystem that includes Ignition as part of your IoT platform.
Oh, absolutely. Ignition is an invaluable part of it.
Yeah, and so let me ask you this last question then. In your mind, in your company with Therma or you personally, how do you feel that AI has impacted your operational decisions?
Well, right now, the boom in data centers, right, and there's all it's a huge impact to the business element, right? There is a pretty decent amount of decisions that are being made to decide which direction we go. The real estate is always a limitation, right? So when you have to decide on what do you want to fabricate, right? You got to make decisions on what's going to scale, how long term this is going to be, how we're going to support it. So there are a lot of decisions being made to determine what kind of projects that we can take on and we can support to all of our customers, and how best we can support them. And same with the control side. Control side, because of the industries that we cater, which is all of them, right? We do green tech, and we do microgrids, and we do food and bev, and life science, and all that stuff. It is finding the technologies and the expertise of different industries, bringing into Ignition and bringing it into data centers.
Got it. So I appreciate that, man. And what I'm hearing ultimately is that Therma is doing something, bringing their SMEs and their expertise to create some time to value, leveraging products like Ignition, while at the same time seeing the value of having controls and new design as part of the front-end engineering and design process early.
Absolutely.
So you guys like to come to the table early.
Yeah, FEL is the FEL engineering, FEL3 would be the best way to go about these kind of things.
Exactly, I agree. That used to be towards the end, but now in FEL3, you're seeing a lot of that design come up front. It is the forefront of what's happening now.
Yes, absolutely.
So with that, it is good to have you. The forefront of design is Therma. That's what I'm hearing at the end of that.
Absolutely.
And I think you're going to have some good takeaways here, and it's good to have you on the show. Thanks for joining us. This was good. And it is Mr. Hari Paradia with Therma. Good to have you on the show. I'm your co-host, Mike Flores, here at the Energy Tech Podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we're here at Data Center Discovery Day 2026, Tysons, Virginia. Great show, man. That was good. I like that.
Thanks so much.
That was good, man.
Awesome. Wonderful.